welcome back to another Seduce Me, where Diana was trying to be a teacher, but a very crappy one at that, trying to make me feel guilty for her not getting the boys, and appearing about the kingdom, and bringing the Little Mermaid into this. Diana then stopped talking and looked at the clock on the wall, reading it quickly. The class had barely begun. Why was she looking at the time? She probably got bored. Diana then leaned against the blackboard and smiled to us. I became worried.
You know what? School isn't important. Everyone, go ahead and head home. Take the week off.
She's so kind, isn't she? The students then began to chat happily or in confusion at the situation. Many thought it was a dream come true. Others knew better. Before anyone could protest her, Diana pressed a finger to her lips and counted down with her fingers in the air. 3, 2, 1. The speakers of the classroom gently awoke, giving us an announcement we would never believe.
Attention students, due to an emergency faculty meeting, we will be closing school for the remainder of the day and this entire week. Please leave the school quickly and quietly and have a good rest of the week.
She used her powers on them. Damn it! I thought they need to stop her, but how can I stop a demon in the middle of a public place? And in a public area. Diana smiled before gesturing to the door.
Have a nice week off. School will resume next week.
Please don't come back next week. Many of the students filed out, chatting to each other about new impromptu plans. Suzu was beyond happy, but Naomi was hesitant. Before we could pack up and leave, however, Diana stepped to us.
Excuse me, little miss. I'd like you to stay a little while. There's something we need to discuss.
How about no? Oh, damn it. As Diana looked to Suzu and Naomi, she snapped her fingers, making my friends tense up.
You two can head home. Don't worry about your friend until next week, okay? If you contact her, she won't reply, so don't bother. If she contacts you, ignore her, because she's just fine.
Damn you. As if on command, Suzu and Naomi left the room. I tried to march after them, but Diana stepped in my path, warning me with her eyes that if I followed, they would be held to pay. I lost my two friends, at least for the week. Diana and I were alone, just like she wanted. I slapped my hands on the desk in front of me and glared at Diana. What are you doing, and what are you thinking?
What? Do I not make a good teacher? I figured you should have a little lesson, so I took matters into my own hands.
Whatever you're trying to do won't work.
You really think so, dear? And what makes you so sure about that?
Because I absolutely despise you. What made me so sure? Why was I confident? Were the boys worthless? My thoughts began to fill with doubt. Ignore the doubt. And all the unnecessarities about this whole idea began to cloud my mind. No. God damn it. If the boys were ever found out to be held to pay, was it worth it? What about Diana? What would she do to me? Would she make my parents forget about me completely? Would she ruin my friend's life out of spite? In my gut, I felt a stone of confidence trying to fight back, but the heaviness of my thoughts began to dissolve that stone little by little. What was going on with me? I looked up to Diana once again to see her gaze boring into my eyes. She was using her powers on me. This time I was away from home, so I couldn't escape. Or could I? Did I want to? The way she stared at me made me feel warm and fuzzy inside my chest. I felt like melting. Oh, God's sake, woman, no touching me! Diana lifted her hand under my chin and ran her thumb over my lips, licking her own. I could feel little shots of energy slipping from under my skin into my chin where she held me. I don't...
Now,
Oh.
let's have a little taste of that sweet, virginal sexual energy.
Does she really need to... Is that even a word, really? Virginal? I watched as she leaned in, ready to kiss me and take my energy. Half of my body felt elevated at the idea. The other half completely rejected it and didn't want her to even touch me. Damien! Suddenly, Diana stopped in her tracks.
Damien? Who is...
It then dawned on her.
Ah, one of the boys. Why don't you tell me which boy is Damien?
I found myself nodding in compliance. The youngest. Then I giggled and replied before letting go of my face and stepping back.
Really? The bastard son with you?
I know once again, but this time it was partly my own decision to reply. Then I let out a sound that mimicked a cat purr before stepping away from me.
Alright then. Well, if it's the youngest son you're infatuated with...
Then I chuckled before kissing my nose, where I felt a shot of energy zap out of my body, almost making me dizzy and recoil. Then turned to the desk and sat on the wood, crossing her legs.
You can go now. Remember, no class for the rest of the week.
And how am I supposed to get home? My two friends left me here thanks to you.
Oh, were they your ride? My apologies. Let me help then.
I don't need your help. Daniel then lifted her hands and snapped her fingers. I suddenly felt the floor sinking from under me. Forced me to look down. A purple pentagram surrounded my feet, pulled me into the ground. Woo! Before I could fight, however, I sank fully into the floor, fading in darkness and shutting my eyes. As I opened them, I felt my silky sheets around me, soothing my anxiety from the darkness that previously surrounded me. What the? Why did Diana bring me home? Was this an illusion? Was I being tricked? Something was going on. I sat up in bed, looking around me. I was indeed in my room. There was no mistake about that. Why? Diana is too strange. Was this a game? Was this part of a plan to get the boys back? I was lost and confused more than ever, despite my logical thoughts trying to piece the puzzle that Diana is together. The more I tried to solve her, the less I understood about the situation I was in. I was interrupted, however, by the door suddenly opening, revealing the boys with Damien's hand on the doorknob.
Miss, what are you doing here?
I'm fine, it just fell through the ceiling.
Aren't you supposed to be in school?
I furrowed my eyebrows and stared at Damien, asking him to answer the question through my thoughts.
Diana sent her back here. She invaded her school and sent all the students back home.
So let's continue.
What is that bitch up to? Seriously! Diana's playing around for no reason.
Maybe it's part of her plan.
The boys continued to argue back and forth about Diana, feeling an almost jealous curiosity in me. Damien seemed to be too deep within the talking to notice my thoughts, for he didn't even stop talking alongside his brothers. Why was Diana after them? Why did she want to bring them back? What was so important about the boys that she would travel to the human world to get them? What was going on? I decided enough was enough. I needed answers. Hey! The boys stopped arguing, staring at me in surprise. I held my hands in my fists on my lap, mustering the courage to continue speaking, despite my abrupt shout-out. Why is Diana here? Why does she want to bring you all back? What exactly did you all run from, and why did you run from it?
Miss, we...
You're telling me. Don't miss me, please. I need to know what is going on. I won't be left in the dark about this. I want to know what I am facing. The boys looked at each other hesitantly, unsure of what to reply. Finally, Sam pushed Damien forward towards the bed, making him buckle and land on his knees with his torso over the edge of the mattress.
Damien, do the thing.
Do the thing. The thing what thing?
Sam, you're not suggesting...
Yes, he's suggesting. Now get on with it, please.
Why not? She deserves to know everything, especially if Diana is targeting her.
Sam's right. I guess we have no choice then.
I was getting confused. What was Damien about to do? Damien stood before climbing onto the bed with me, sitting across from me on his knees.
We're going to show you everything. You have to trust me, okay? The minute you stop trusting me, the vision will stop.
Got it. vision?
Just trust me.
I always trust you. I looked at Damien, unsure what was going on, but I nodded. If this was the only way to learn, then this was my chance to know. Damien gently placed his hands on each side of my head, gently pressing his thumb into the skin above my eyebrows. I could only stare at Damien as his eyes began to glow gold and energy began to be both pulled out of me and forced into my head. Painful. Within seconds, my vision went black once again. I was unsure what Damien was doing, but soon shapes and textures slowly began to appear around me. I found myself sitting on a stone floor in the middle of what looked like a fantasy throne room. Where am I? I looked down at myself to stand, only see my body as translucent as a ghost. I be an awesome ghost. Whoa! I jumped up and inspected my hands in a sudden panic. I was see-through. Why? What was going on?
How dare they try to negotiate with me? Do they not know whom they speak to?
I gasped and ran behind a nearby pillar, away from the voice. The sound of his anger and words frightened every bone in my body, turning me into a frightened child.
My lord, please calm yourself.
Calm? They're merely testing my resolve. I have more than half of a mind to send my greatest armies to take what should be mine. They are mere insects in the way of my kingdom's expansion.
They merely asked for a marriage joining.
So I'm to bow to them and share my land that I have so rightfully conquered?
I peeped from behind the pillar to see a large demon covered in royal clothes, but buff enough to be a military commander, his rage practically emanating from his body as he growled at his servant.
They are willing to give their land to you, sire. All they ask is for one of your sons to marry their daughter, whom I might add is as beautiful as can be.
This is ridiculous! To suggest that I need their approval to take their land is beyond insanity. What makes them think I care about their precious daughter?
Did I mention that she is a prodigy of her kind, sire?
A prodigy?
Yes, my lord. This succubus is a master of her skills in magic and mind manipulation. She is said to sway armies with a snap of her fingers, despite being as young as she is.
I'm so sorry if you can hear people in the next room. Really don't listen to me. They never have. They never will.
Impossible!
If only it were, sire. This succubus is dangerous, but would be a great asset to have should we agree to this arrangement. The only reason she cannot faze you, my lord, is because you are the strongest demon in the plains.
Is this supposed to change my mind?
Yes, my lord.
You are doing a terrible job at convincing me.
Yep, he is. And thankfully for that. We're going to end it there.